So, got some comments here the other night about my video regarding tie cords, and one of the people who commented said that they were just starting out with these birds and wasn't having a whole lot of luck with the local area and finding people who are familiar with this type of setup. So, I figured I'd take a couple minutes tonight and just kind of walk through how you go about setting up a tie cord yard. This is actually going to be one video. I'm going to make some more related to this subject, and it'll be a little mini series. So here's basic way you lay it out. So let's say you've got a 6-foot cord. All right, there's your anchor, and there's your loop that'll go around the leg. Now, that means I'm trying to draw this while looking through the phone, so sorry. You've got 12 foot to each bird in a circle. 12 foot that way, 12 foot this way. Okay? Now, in order to make sure that the birds do not tangle up with one another, you're going to need to include additional space. So the way that I like to do it is I figure in an additional 2.5 feet perimeter around what the cord will be. So what you'll be looking at is basically 5 foot added to your 12 foot. So when it's all said and done, you've got 17 foot by 17 foot that you need to take into consideration for each bird. Now when you lay out your yard, let's say this is your yard. And this is south, that's north, east, and west. You want as many of them facing south as possible. And if you're like me, you've got a bunch of trees in here, and you're going to have to work that out with your spacing between the trees. But for now, let's just say you've got an open field, and you can plant the trees for shade however you want it. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want a perimeter in here of 4 foot all the way around. And the main reason for this is if you put your cords too close to the fence, your birds will try to perch on them or fly over them and end up hanging themselves. That's not good. All right. The other thing is, this way it allows you to mow around your fence line, and that helps to keep predators out because they don't have anything to hide in for ground predators. I also recommend mowing, as much as you can out here. I'd say a minimum of 4 foot on the other side of the fence as well. Now, you've got your 4 foot. And so for the first cord over here and over here, you don't need to incorporate that first 5 foot here and that first 5 foot here. Alright? So your first one after your 4 feet is going to be 12 foot in. Alright? And then from here, you're going to go, 6 foot in. And then from here, you're going to go 6 foot plus 2.5, so you're going to go 8.5. Alright, and that's going to be the in-between. And you're going to come from here 8.5 feet. That'll be your next one. Come over 8.5 feet again, and then 8.5 feet again. That'll be your next one here. Once you get that first line established, and your first line going this way established, all you have to do is just make straight lines, make sure your measurements are correct, and you'll be able to plot out where to bury each one of your anchors. And the reason, like I said, you want that barrier of 2.5 feet is so your birds can't get at each other. Because you got to remember, even though your cord's here, by the time a bird stretches its leg out, and its body out, and its neck out, and its head out, it could potentially get to another bird unless you do this 2.5 feet, because then you're effectively creating a 5-foot walkway, I guess you could say, where they're not going to be able to reach each other. But anyways, hope that helps out, and I'll go into more detail in some future videos.